guys, so we'll get rolling. So the only thing we're gonna need today, equipment-wise, is just gonna be a floor. A mat is nice to have too, just because we're gonna be on kind of our hands and knees and on our hips a lot. So anything that'll make the floor a little bit softer is always a good thing. So let's start. First thing we're gonna do is just warm up the hips a little bit, explore how the hips are feeling today, what kind of range of motion we have. So we're gonna start in a quadruped position. I've got my hands underneath my shoulders, my knees underneath my hips. And then what we're gonna do from here is get about 25% tension through our body. So I'll squeeze the floor a little bit. I'm gonna squeeze my abs, squeeze my glutes. And then we're gonna do a controlled circle at the hip. So we're gonna bring one knee up towards the elbow. From there, we're gonna come up to this fire hydrant position, lifting the knee up. Once we reach our end range here, we're gonna keep on coming back into this donkey kick position, circling all the way around, touching our knees together and then reversing. We'll go donkey kick up, come to this fire hydrant spot, and come all the way back around until we touch the knees. So that's one rep. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Trying to hold that 25% tension in the body, making these circles as big as we can. And as you're doing this, try your best not to let your spine move at all. All the movement is coming from the hip, not allowing any compensations. Cool, so once you've got 3 on one side, we'll do the same drill on the other side. Squeeze the floor, abs are on, glutes are on. Drive the knee towards the elbow. Bring it up to that fire hydrant position. Come around to the donkey kick. Keep on coming around till you touch the knees and then reverse. Donkey kick position, fire hydrant, elbow to the knee. 2 more reps like that. Then once you've got 3 done, we'll just shake the legs out. We're going to transition to the floor now. So we're going to do a little sequence from the 90-90 sit. So you can have whatever leg you want out in front, doesn't matter. And the way that we're going to line up our hips here is you want to have your front shin parallel with your back thigh and your front thigh parallel with your back shin. Okay, first thing we're going to do here is a passive stretch for the piriformis glute area. So we'll take the front elbow, we're going to put it on the knee, we're going to hold on to the ankle. Now what I'm going to try to do is hinge forward towards that front foot. Now from here we're going to do about 10 big breaths, just passively relaxing into the stretch. So big inhales in, and then big relaxing exhales. What I like to think about in this position is breathing into the tight area. So it should be the back of the hip there. Breathe into that area. And then when you exhale, picture that just melting away. So you go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Just turn this way. Just breathe and relax here. And you can play with different angles on this. I'm lined up with the front foot, but if you want to kind of explore more to the left or more to the right, you can play with that as well. We'll take 3 more big breaths here. Breathe into the tight stuff. Exhale, just let it melt away. Cool, after that 3rd breath, let's come back up. Now we're gonna have one hand on either side of the front leg. Just gonna move up a bit here. So chest is nice and tall. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on doing some contractions with the front hip that's gonna allow us to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do here is push this shin into the floor. So I'm pushing that shin in. At the same time, I'm trying to lift my foot up off the floor. Nothing's gonna actually move, but you're gonna feel that muscle in the back of your glute tighten up. Okay, so we got one hand on the floor, one hand on the foot. So let's push and pull at about 25% of max intensity. We'll move it on up. Let's do 50% push and pull. So working hard now, a little bit more, 75%. Now let's go up to 100%, your safest 100% for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the tension off and then try to hinge your hips a little bit deeper into the stretch. Take a big breath here. Okay, round number 2, push and pull, 25%, 50%. Good, a little bit harder. Let's go 75% now. And then 100 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, hinge a little bit deeper into this stretch. I'm just gonna turn to the side here. So you'll notice back is staying neutral. I'm not getting rounded over just to get deeper. I'm trying to keep the back straight. We're gonna do one more round. Let's do one more breath here. Okay, here we go. Push and pull, 25% effort. 50%. It's 75. And 100%. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then relax a little bit deeper. We'll take a few breaths here in this range of motion that we just opened up. Good. One more big breath. Let's make our way back up. So we just stretched out external rotation in the front hip. Now we're going to focus on internal rotation on the side hip. So we're going to go hands behind us. Take your shoulders, try to rotate towards that opposite leg. This one here, if you want a more intense stretch, walk this knee back a little bit farther. If you want a little bit less intensity, then bring the knee up. So we're going to start with just a passive stretch here. 10 big breaths, trying to relax this hip. So no tension in the body right now. Just breathing, then relaxing. And eventually the goal on this stretch, once you have full range of motion, internal rotation, is try to get this glute down to the floor. Good, breathe and relax. We'll do 3 more big breaths here. Last one, big inhale in, exhale, relax. Cool. So now that we've opened up the range of motion in this hip, we have to use it. It's kind of like hitting the save button on your flexibility exercise. Passive stretching is great, but you have to use that range of motion that you've opened up in order to keep that flexibility. So now we'll square ourselves back up with the front leg. Chest is up nice and tall. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to build up 25%, from 25% to 100% intensity, trying to lift this back ankle off the floor without letting the back move at all. So here we go. Lift it up at about 25%. Let's keep going. Let's go to 50%, a little bit higher. Up to 75% now, even a bit higher. And then your safest 100, everything you've got, keep lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. Let's take a big breath there. All right, same thing. Here we go, 25%. And try to lift it up. Up to 50%, a little higher. 75. Then 100, everything you've got. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly bring back down. Every time you lower on these, try to touch the ground as gently as you can. Think about like parachuting back to the floor. Here we go, one last rep here, 25%, starting now. Move it on up, 50%, 75, should be cramping up in the side of your hip now, 100, everything you've got, go for that cramp. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently back down. Cool. All right, we're gonna transition to the other side. So let's go hands behind us, and we're gonna transition in a way that's gonna help build a little bit of more mobility in the groin. So I'm gonna keep this front knee down as best as I can. I'm gonna peel my right knee off the floor. I'm gonna open as wide as I can here. So we're trying to create as much distance from the knees as we can. And then once you absolutely can't go any farther without this knee lifting off, we'll start to bring it up. Keep trying to create lots of distance between the knees. Until the opposite knee hits the floor, and then we'll transition to the other side. So we'll go through that same sequence now. Check your angles. So we want to have front shin lined up with the back thigh, front thigh lined up with the back shin. So we've got parallel lines here. From here, we'll take the elbow, drop it down to the knee. You can hold on to your ankle. Now we're going to square ourselves up with that front ankle. Hinge forward. Now just a passive stretch here, breathing and relaxing. And when I'm breathing, I'm not just thinking breathing through my nose, but every time I inhale, I'm trying to inhale the diaphragm 360 degrees all the way around. So you'll find on this, the bigger breath that you can take, the bigger exhale that you can let go, the more you're going to be able to relax into this stretch. Let's do 4 more breaths here, focusing on that 360 degree breathing. One more big breath. Exhale, completely relax. Then we'll make our way out. All right, so now we're going to focus on the push-pull contractions on the front leg. So one hand on either side. Let's go chest up nice and tall here. Grab onto the foot. And then here we go, push and pull at 25%. Working a little bit harder, up to 50% now. 75, should be shaking a little bit from the contraction. 100 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn the tension off, relax, and try to hinge a little bit deeper into the stretch. 2 breaths from here. Okay, round number 2, here we go. Push, pull, 25. Ramp it up to 50%. 75%. And then your safest 100% effort. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like a dial, slowly turn the tension back off. Hinge a little bit deeper and breathe. Here we go, last round, starting now. Push, pull, 25%. Slowly ramping up that tension to 50%. Making our way to 75. 100%, everything you've got for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn the tension off, sink a little bit deeper. come back up. Nice. Give the front leg a little break. We'll work on the passive stretch on the front side now. So hands are coming behind, rotating, thinking about getting the shoulders in line with the shins. So rotating, rotating. Once you feel that stretch in the hip or maybe in the groin, we'll just focus on that 360 degree breathing. Try to relax a little bit more on each breath. Two more big breaths. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but every time I exhale, I'm trying to get a bit more rotation up here. All right, so passive stretch time is over. Now we're gonna actively use this hip as much as we can. So let's square ourselves up here. Hand on either side of the leg. Chest is up tall. When we do this one, try to catch yourself when you bring the leg up if your body wants to tilt to the side. Keep yourself as squared up as you can, and then just use whatever range of motion you have in this uncompensated position. It doesn't matter how high the leg goes, it matters how hard you're contracting these muscles. All right, here we go. Starting now, 25% effort, lift up. 50% effort, keep lifting. Moving on up to 75, cramp city now. And 100, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently place the foot back down. Cool, relax for a second. Okay, round number 2, 25%, lifting up. Think about using these muscles here to do the action of the movement. 50%. 75, 100, everything. 3, 2, 1, and then gently, boom, back down. Good. We'll do one more round of this. So I'll take a big breath here. And here we go. Let's lift off at 25%. Build up the tension, 50%. 75. Try to touch the ceiling with your ankle, 100, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently back down. Cool. And to finish the sequence off, we're gonna go back to the other side. We're gonna transition through that frog position. So hands behind us. Let's peel this knee off the floor. Try to create as much distance as you can from your knees without letting this knee come off. Open, 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 open. Kind of go into a split position. Once you absolutely can't go any farther, then you can peel the opposite knee off. Cool. After that, you can just bring the legs out in front, shake them out. You can grab a sip of water if you'd like. And then we're gonna start working really, really hard. Okay. Yeah, man, see, it's all about intention. If you've never done this before, you can't expect really to get a ton of range of motion on this. But by just having that intention to raise the foot, that's gonna activate and strengthen those muscles that we're looking at. And if you do that enough times, eventually you'll get a little bit of range on that. Okay, so now that we've opened up the rotation in the hips, we're gonna use that. So we're gonna go back to this quadruped, hands and knees position. This time what we're gonna do is we're gonna ramp the intensity up. So before we were doing 25% hip controlled articulate rotations for 3 reps. This time we're gonna crank the tension in the body up to 75% and only perform 2 reps. So try to follow at the same speed that I'm going here. And what I want you to visualize this time is a hot cup of tea on your lower back, and we can't let that cup of tea drop. So you can't be shifting your hips side to side or letting the back move in any funky ways. Okay, here we go. Let's ramp up the tension. Let's go 25% through the body. Then we'll go to 50, 75. Let's lock that 75 in. Now we'll drive the knee towards the elbow. Once you think you can't go any farther, see if you can get another millimeter or two out of it. A little bit more. Now we're going to bring that knee up as high as we can. Try to touch your knee to the ceiling. A little bit higher, a little bit higher. Now we'll start to come on around to this donkey kick position. Try to touch your foot to the ceiling. Once you max that out, keep coming around. Touch the knees together, and then reverse. So donkey kick up, foot to the ceiling, high, high, high. Then we'll pass through the fire hydrant. Keep the knee up as high as you can. Coming all the way around, knee to the elbow or to the armpit, and then touch together. 1 rep down. Find that 75% tension through the body, lock it in. Here we go. Knee to the elbow or to the armpit. Fire hydrant position, don't let the back move at all. Keep on coming around until we get to the donkey kick position. Drive the heel up, try to extend that hip. All the way around. Touch the knees together and then reverse. Drive that heel up. Higher, higher, higher. Coming through the fire hydrant. See if you can get the knee go a bit higher from here. Coming around, knee into the armpit, and then back to the starting point. Woo! From there, we'll sit back. Let's take a breath. So this should almost feel like max strength work here. It's not just an easy hip circle. By creating that tension in the body and really focusing on the range of motion, that's what's going to give you the results you want to get with opening up the hips. Flexibility training should be kind of half passive easy work and half really, really hard, high tension, pushing to your limits type of work. Okay, so we'll go opposite hip. Same idea here. Come to neutral spine. Let's go 25% tension in the body. Squeeze the floor, squeeze your ass, squeeze your abs. 50%, 75, hold that 75 as you drive the knee up. Keep going, keep going. You can always go a little bit farther than you initially think. From there, raise it up as high as we can go. Fire hydrant, bit higher. Nice, we'll start transitioning to the donkey kick position. Heel comes up to the ceiling. A little bit more, a little bit more. Then finish your circle. Knees touch together, and now we'll reverse. Donkey kick up, drive it up as high as you can go. Make sure you still got that tension in your body. Coming over to the fire hydrant position, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Now we'll try to put our knee into our armpit as we come around, back to the starting position, and down. Cool. 1 more rep, here we go. All the tension in the body, drive the knee up, more, even a bit more. All right, fire hydrant position as high as we can lift here. Really fight for more and more range of motion. Keep going, keep going. And then we'll go to the donkey kick. Drive the heel up, use your glutes, keep driving. Then come around, touch the knees together. Then we'll reverse. Drive that heel up as much as you can. Even more. Let's come over nice and slow. Fire hydrant. Touch the knee to the ceiling. Knee up. And then come around. Knee in the armpit. Swooping back around. And then relaxing. Woo! I don't know if you guys are sweating, but I am sweating like crazy here. Nice. How's everybody feeling after that? Yeah, I'm sweating like crazy right now. Yeah, Stasia, I hear that. The dog should demo this one, yeah. Whew. Cool. So I think that's it for today, guys. I think that's a pretty good start. If there's enough interest, I would like to run one of these once every week. Focusing on different areas. We can focus on hips, we can focus on spine, we can focus on shoulders, we can do some full body stuff. So if you want to keep this going, just let me know.